services. One of our key initiative is to bring globally successful franchise brands to the Indian market, to the Indian entrepreneurs who aspire to own internationally recognized business with proven business model. Now let's talk about one of the most exciting sector in franchising today, the QSR, the quick service restaurants industry. The quick service restaurant industry is one of India's fastest growing segment of food service market, driven by changing consumer lifestyle, rising disposable income, increasing urbanization, and growing preferences for branded dining experience. Among all QSR categories, fried chicken continues to be one of the most popular and the fastest growing segment, with customers looking for authentic flavor, premium quality, and consistent dining experience. Indian consumers have readily embraced international food brands with over the last few decades, creating tremendous opportunity for a global QSR concept to establish a strong presence in the country. For entrepreneurs, this presents an opportunity to partner with brands that already have a proven international reputation, standardized operating system, and a strong customer loyalty. And that's brings us today's the feature brand. Today, we are delighted to present Gus's world famous fried chicken, a legendary American fried chicken brand with a heritage of over 60 years. What began as a secret family recipe in US has now grown into an international celebrated brand while staying true to its root of serving fresh, never frozen, hot and spicy fried chicken prepared using original recipes. To talk more about this, I'm joined with Ms. Sonia Chaudhary. She's the Managing Director of Franchise India Group, and Manish Kumar, who's heading this brand Pan India expansion. And also, in case if Manish is going to help us understand this brand more. However, in case if anyone would like to ask any question related to this great opportunity, I mean, you are absolutely welcome to put your queries into the Q&A box, and we will take them up during the presentation. But before I request Manish to talk more about the brand and the business, I would rather like to, welcome Sonia ma'am to take the lead. And let's set the context first, and then we'll move on to the presentation part. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Bharat. And friends, a very good afternoon to all of you. I would like to thank you all for coming on this webinar. This will be about 40 odd minutes. We'll take you through a small presentation on the opportunity, which I'll let Manish take you through. I'll request if you have any queries with respect to the overall business opportunity, the business model, the markets that you feel that you come from and you would want to open. We like to have maybe a very deep conversation with each one of you. But before we get on the presentation, I like to talk about the Association of Franchise India with Gus's Fried Chicken. And for many of you or some of you who might not know who Franchise India is, it will help you to correlate. So I'd like to talk about our company and also introduce very briefly Gus's Fried Chicken. So friends, this opportunity of Gus's Fried Chicken in India has been brought to you by Franchise India. Franchise India is a company which has been, I would say, pioneers when it comes to democratization of entrepreneurship, helping people start a business. We started in 1999, where we helped, when I talk about the number of years we have spent in the industry, and by now we have spent considerable time to understand the industry at large, worked with millions of investors to help them start a business. At the same time, our company has also worked with more than 20,000 brands in India, international markets, where we not only help Indian companies to enter franchising, and that's very important. So our company has worked with brands to enter franchising. 28 years back, when we started our company, there were a handful of companies who were actually franchising that point in time. But these 28 years, we worked very hard. We worked with these companies, created their footprint expansion, a business model to help them take different parts of the world, including obviously India, and which includes the likes of and top corporates like Reliance and the Birla Group, and a lot of startups that we have worked across all industries. And we also run operations in India, 97 cities, and globally, our business of franchising through our international arm, Fran Global, we are present in 19 countries globally. Because we understand franchising very deep, we understand the trends in franchising very deeply. We work with, I would say, at the grassroots level with every single entrepreneur who wants to start a business. So, as a company, we are much ahead in terms of what opportunities are the ones that are going to become bigger in a market like India and the subcontinent. So, with this thought in mind, the last 2 years, Franchise India and Fran Global, our international company entity, we started working together to select certain opportunities where Franchise India and Fran Global did not just think that we wanted to take a mandate and represent these brands in India exclusively, but we went maybe a little deeper in our relationship with these companies, and we took the master franchise rights of these brands. And Gus's is a very recent addition where we launched the brand just about 2 months back. And as I speak, we also are at a very serious level of closure in certain parts of India where we are discussing advanced rights for area development in certain territories. So, friends, we're looking at partners where we're looking at area partners to partner with Gus's, but at the same time, we are extremely, I would say, selective and very particular about whom we want to partner, and especially our area partners, our unit franchisees. They're not just our partners, but they're also co-founders with us in the business at large. And this relationship goes beyond, I would say, 5 years or 10 years. So we would like to speak to you more in detail if you think this is something that fits your own, strength, or this is something that you would want to do. So in this webinar, friends, you will discover, America's most authentic fried chicken brand and why India is ready for the next premium chicken success story. So we'll talk about the journey of the brand, the story behind Gus's, why and what is the differentiated offering which Gus's is I would say, giving in the market. We'll talk about the global success, overall product experience, and the opportunity of Gus's or Indian, fried chicken opportunity at large in India. So Gus's is a world famous chicken brand. It is a renowned chain of Southern Fried Chicken restaurant, which was founded in Mason. And the restaurant is known for very crispy, juicy fried chicken and has gained a reputation of its unique blend of spices. I don't know how many of you have actually gone to US and tried this brand, but it is a cult brand which has a very, very loyal customer base across America, which is built authenticity rather than just mass marketing. And they currently operate under 50 odd locations in US, and it continues to grow, which honors the traditions while serving, I would say, some of the best fried chickens in US. Now, when we think of India as an opportunity, I will also talk about why food brands are actually winning in India. Now, India has become one of the world's fastest growing restaurant markets today. And when I talk particularly about this category, India loves chicken. Now, today, with a population of nearly 1.4 billion people, chicken is country's most consumed non-vegetarian protein. And especially all urban consumers are increasingly choosing fried chicken and premium QSR brands. Food deliveries have also significantly expanded across to restaurant meals. And some of the key drivers which are making this category even more interesting is the way that the young population in India is consuming Western food adoption, the culture of delivery, the shopping mall, the infrastructure, the weekend family dining, all that is coming together to make this category very, very interesting. So, and I would say, and because of these reasons, this category is far from saturated. One. Second, there is no global renowned premium chain in India which is actually franchising, right? So if you look at the likes of KFCs, they're all equity stores which are opened by the brand. There is no global renowned chain in India which is currently franchising in India, whether these are unit, multi-units, or area franchise opportunity. And India still has a very enormous white space for differentiated premium brands. And restaurant industry is today has come a very long way, I would say, moving from unorganized to organized. And it is the very first time in history of the industry that the share of chain outlets, branded chains have today surpassed the vanilla outlets that you see operating or used to operate maybe 5 or 10 years back. And this is exactly why premium chicken brand have become one of the fastest, growing categories also in the space. So friends, we'll quickly take you through our presentation. We'll talk about the proposition. We'll talk maybe macro numbers in terms of our financials, but anyone who's interested, we like to invite you for a one-to-one meeting to understand your interest and then take you through our numbers. So I'll let Manish, if you can just get started, please.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So, hi friends, good afternoon. Thank you for joining with us. So, today I am here to introduce a brand called Gus's Fried Chicken. So, as ma'am has already said the construct, like what is the brand, and we know about like this brand is more than 60 years old, and they are now entering into India with a franchisee partner with Franchise India. So I'll tell you about the brand and its legacy. So the story of Gus's started more than 60 years ago in USA, and the family of this brand started with a fried chicken recipe. Later on, the family took this business forward, and in 1984, the Gus's fried chicken became the world's famous. So if you can talk about the brand, it is already operated more than 50 outlets across US. So about this brand growth over the year in year, more and more people started loving Gus's fried chicken. And the brand also got recognition in US and become known to its unique taste. Safe and I like to know more about the brand. Even after growing, the Gus's has stayed connected to its original food. So if you can talk about the vision and mission of this brand, the vision of Gus's fried chicken is they wanted to become a preferred destination for people who love fried chicken. And the mission is like bringing all together and through the good food. So the idea is not selling chicken. It's about creating a place where people can come with family, friends, and enjoy a good meal. So this is the mission and vision of this brand. So what is the core value? Like if you can talk about the core value of this brand, so majorly they are focusing on community, tradition, quality, hospitality. So in simple word, I can tell the brand wants to maintain its original food, give good quality, treat customer well, and stay connected with the community. So
Manish, if I can also add in here,
yes,
friends, I'll
ma'am.
quickly also recap what Manish talked about the brand. So this is a brand which has a legacy which has built on passion. It started 60 years back, like I said, and it was started by a couple, Napoleon and his wife Maggie, who developed their own hot and spicy chicken recipe. And they started selling chicken from the back door of a tavern, and community demand overall, because the brand and the overall taste of the product was so great, that they had a very big community following, and the community demand helped them open a Maggie short orders in the year 1973. And later on, their son carried forward the legacy of the family after passing away of his parents. And 60 years of legacy. The journey started from a small town, and today the brand is America's part of icon community, and it is this community which helped Gus's spread and build a permanent restaurant when they started their first location, with their first outlet coming up in 1973. When the brand started to evolve, the second generation, their son, who actually took over, and he inherited the restaurant. He inherited the recipes, the proprietary recipes of Gus's, the legacy of the family. And it was in the year in 1980s, in fact, mid of 1980s, that the restaurant reopened in US as Gus's world famous hot and spicy fried chicken. And the recipes remained unchanged. Only the brand became much bigger. And today, this is a brand which is nationally recognized brand, multiple franchise locations across America, and they're eyeing big international expansion. So it's a great brand which has been built over decades. And Gus's, the entire, I would say, team, the family has protected the same recipes over the last, 6 odd decades. Now, what makes the overall opportunity also successful? I would say, I would like to mention, I don't know if you read that also on the screen. The brand has been nationally recognized it has a very cult following. It is also named by GQ. You know, GQ is one of the most popular magazines globally. So it is named by GQ among America's top meals, which is worth traveling for. And the reason is because it has a very, very strong customer patronage, loyalty, and so that is what the brand overall stands for. The mission that you saw, it is the mission of the company is to bring people together over great fried chicken, and they believe in one chicken at a time by serving hot. You know, that is what their mission is. And the vision of the company is to become a preferred destination for fried chicken lovers, which wants to stay very, very true to their roots. Yes, Manish, we can go on the next slide. So this is the menu, friends. While these are the categories in which the entire menu has been split, you know, from starters, which includes fried okras, we have pickles, we have fried green tomatoes, which is obviously we're going to also add more items when it comes to India. But having said that, we understand the brand, we understand the ethos. We want to make our menu extremely efficient, right? And we also have a lot of chicken plates. And some of the examples that you see are also on the screen. We also have a la carte menu, which includes, various forms of chicken, from thighs to leg to wings. We also have tender chicken. And we also have a separate menu for snacks, which can be taken, which can be a mix of pieces or particular pieces that you would need. And we also have a special range of kids menu, which includes grilled cheese, tenders. It's a combo meal that we do for kids. And then we have sides which are very, very popular, and which includes, our menu from mac and cheese to fries, and also a whole, I would say, range of beverages. So this is how our overall categorization of menu would happen for Gus's. So we are now inviting partners in India to come forward and put in their applications. Like I said, we're already discussing with a lot of interest. In fact, Manish has been traveling to many cities in India. In the last 2 months, ever since we have launched, especially people who know the brand and the values, what Gus's stand for, we have received a very good interest from markets like Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, and even today, I think just before the webinar, we received an interest from a very, very senior person in Bombay who is looking for the rides for the entire state. So while we're doing that, but like I said, we're extremely particular about whom we want to partner. We're not looking at people who can just invest money. We're looking for people who can put in their time to even master the business. Somebody who comes with a lot of hands-on operations to run and operate the business. And we would also like to encourage, you to even go to US to take training, while we have teams in India who would work with every single unit partner and an area partner to put the entire process in place, from the teams, from the architectural designs to operations, because Gus's India team is also part of Franchise India's F&B master franchise portfolio, where I have a very seasoned team who comes with 20 to 30 years of experience across different domains, from project to operations to hiring, training of teams. So we'll work very closely with our partners. Next slide, please. So friends, this is overall, I would say, the investment for a single location or a single unit looks like. We're looking at about 1,000 to 2,000 square feet of space, depending on the size, the format. Well, it can never be exact because every location, every site would be unique. But this is approximately the carpet area that we would need to open, one outlet. It's a sit-down format, QSR, which can accommodate anything from 40 to 80 odd covers, depending on the size that we get. Now, the investment that we are considering here is anything from 55 to 75. That's on the average. Now, this investment includes the following. It includes the franchise fee component that you see on the screen of 15 odd lakhs. It also includes the fit out cost, which is per square feet investment that you would do on the interior. It also includes the cost of your launch marketing. It also includes your training cost, the architect cost, the cost of equipment. So all these costs are included included here. What it does not include is the deposit towards the property, because that is different depending on the location, if it's a high street or a mall, and depending on which city or state we get in, the deposit terms would be different. So outside that, everything is included in the overall investment. Now, the franchise fees is about 15 lakhs, irrespective of the size, whether that's 1,000 or beyond. We charge a fixed franchise fees of 15 lakhs for a period of 5 years. Happy to renew further for another 5 years. At another 30%, right? So that's a 30% renewal fee for all our partners, whether you take a area franchisee or a unit franchisee. The royalty is charged every month, which is 7% on the overall sales. So this is a proposition if somebody wants to own a single location or a unit for Gus's. At the same time, we are also looking at partners to take maybe a bigger territory. Now, the bigger territory can be a city at large. It could be Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, NCR, or it could be a state which is as large as, I would say, Maharashtra. But our initial priority is to first penetrate in our capitals, the top cities of India. And so we have done, area segregation across India. We have split the territories across different cities. And Manish, if you have that, perhaps we can also show that on the screen. Friends, perhaps I can also explain that to you. So we have split India into following categories, and the opportunity that we see, there are about 24 odd territories that we see in India. And this is also by priority, where the first phase we want to go in all the top cities in India, which includes NCR, Tri-City, which is up north. We are looking specifically for markets like Hyderabad, Chennai. I'm repeating that more often, because these are markets which have the highest demand for a category like this. And there are minimum number of rollouts that we foresee for these locations. Now, this is the minimum expansion, rollout for these over a period of 5 years. So which means that the opportunity for us to expand is beyond these 25 units. 25 units does not mean that we are hitting the topmost criteria, but the minimum rollout that can be achieved easily over a period of 5 years. And considering the opportunity, the demand, the infrastructure in these cities, and also we have studied the competition very, very closely, we have come out with these numbers. And so to become an area franchisee, somebody can own the entire territory. And to own the territory, there is a master area franchise fees that you will block the territory for. And this area franchise fees also includes the franchise fees of your own single unit. So this fee includes your own franchise fees of one outlet. As an area franchisee, apart from blocking the fee, apart from the fee that you will pay to block that territory, there is additional investment of running one location, one unit by yourself. So that is the investment that is required from an area franchise. Now, because Gus's is owned by Franchise India, and Franchise India today has a very strong ecosystem of investor community. When I say investor community, these are people looking to start a business across different investments, sizes and industries. So every single month, there are about 20 odd events that Franchise India hosts in different cities across India. Our brands, which are owned and operated by us, including Gus's, they're represented by regional leaders and team members. So practically, the cost of acquisition for an area developer is zero, right? So if you were to take a franchisee of an international brand or even an Indian company, you are required to put in a franchise salesperson. You are required to put in investment behind marketing. But because we already have that ecosystem strongly built in within Franchise India, so we pass on that benefit to our franchise partner, where the entire cost of lead generation of subunits and also acquiring these subunits along with our partners would be completely taken by Franchise India teams in respective cities. Now, as an area developer, what you get is revenue from largely two sources. One is the revenue that you will get on the franchise fees, which is a share of franchise fees will come to you, which is about 40%. And then is the share on the royalties. So that is shared, on a 40%, which is a one-time fee when it comes to franchise fees. And on every renewal, you also get a similar percentage proportionately. Royalties collected every single month, and 40% of that goes to our area developer partner. So friends, this is what we wanted to share with you. If you have any questions that you want to ask, feel free to reach out to us. I'll let also Manish give his contact details and email ID. And if you need more questions or you have more questions to ask, we'll be happy to answer these for you. But I will also request friends, if you are seriously exploring this opportunity, I would want that you go on the site of Gus Chicken. I'm also sharing their Insta pages, Bharat or Manish, if you have an access to the Insta pages of Gus, because today social media talks a lot about brands. So if you're looking to understand the brand more closely, I'm just putting the website of Gus. So that is it. I've put the website of Gus, and maybe Manish, if I can request, or Bharat, if you have an access, let's also share the Instagram page of Gus's with all our friends.
Sharing.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you so much, friends, for being with us. And before we close, I'll let me, Manish and Bharat do the closing.
Right. Thanks so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope today's session has given you a clear understanding of Gus's world famous fried chicken and its rich legacy, a unique value proposition, and the exciting opportunity it presents for the entrepreneurs looking to partner with a globally recognized QSR brand. For those who are looking to invest in a rapidly growing food service industry, I think this is one of the opportunity to associate with a brand that stood the test of time, operates on a proven system, and is now expanding its footprint in India through franchising. So, in case if you want, you can get in touch with Manish. Manish has already shared his number in the chat box. And it is indeed a great opportunity. As I said, that fried chicken category is something which is really in high demand in all across India, and this is really growing rapidly. So if you want to be a part of a success journey of the great brand from US, you are most welcome to get in touch with us. So that's it for the day, everyone. See you tomorrow once again at 3 o'clock with a new international brand, and we'll explore another business opportunity. Till then, take care. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.